Before we start, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more real, emotionally gripping stories like this, and share your thoughts in the comments. I want to know what you would have done if you were in my shoes. It was supposed to be a celebration. Our anniversary dinner at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the city, filled with laughter, music, and the glow of the skyline. I remember thinking how lucky I was, how we had somehow managed to make 10 years feel like a storybook romance. I had planned everything meticulously. Her favorite flowers, the candlelit table, even a small gift tucked into my jacket pocket. Then, in one public moment, everything fell apart. I had just stood to give a toast, a small speech I had rehearsed countless times in my head. I raised my glass to her, smiled, and felt that familiar warmth of love and pride. That's when I noticed him. Not just any stranger. It was the man she had been texting obsessively over the past few weeks, the one she insisted was just a friend from work. And in that moment, she smiled at him, not the soft, intimate smile she reserved for me, but the one that belonged to someone else. She reached across the table, laughed at something he said, and in front of the entire restaurant, in front of our friends and strangers alike, she whispered something into his ear. My stomach sank. My heart felt like it had stopped. The air seemed to tighten around me. I wanted to scream, to run, to shove that table over. But instead, I froze, gripping my glass so tightly my knuckles went white. I excused myself without saying a word. Outside, leaning against the railing overlooking the city lights, I could barely breathe. I called her later that night, my voice tight with disbelief. Who is he? I demanded. Who? She asked, feigning innocence. The man you were smiling at, talking to, whispering to. There was a pause. Then she said, casually, Oh, you're overthinking. It's nothing. Just a friend. Don't be so dramatic. But the seed of doubt had been planted, and it wouldn't stop growing. In the following days, subtle signs confirmed my worst fears. Missed calls when she claimed she was in meetings. Messages that disappeared when I walked into the room. The way she suddenly started locking her phone, when before she never had. I questioned myself constantly. Was I imagining things? Was I paranoid? Or had she really changed, while I had been too blind to see it? One evening, I found myself in our bedroom while she was in the shower. Her laptop had been left open on the bed. I told myself I was overstepping, that I had no right. But the curiosity and the ache of suspicion was unbearable. There, on her screen, were the messages I feared most. Flirtatious, intimate, and clearly ongoing for weeks. My hand shook. I felt nausea, rage, heartbreak, all simultaneously. I couldn't even think. My chest felt like it had been crushed by a weight I couldn't lift. I confronted her not with theatrics, but with trembling words. I saw the messages. I know about him, I said. Her face registered surprise at first, then annoyance. It's not what you think, she said, too quickly, too smoothly. You're blowing this out of proportion. We're just friends, nothing else. I shook my head. No, these messages, the way you look at him, I can't pretend I don't see it. And that's when she snapped, the words cutting deeper than any betrayal. If you're going to make a scene over jealousy, maybe you should leave. Maybe this isn't working anymore. I left. I needed space. I needed to breathe. But even from afar, memories clung to me like shadows. Small moments that once meant everything now felt like lies. The way she used to rest her head on my shoulder while watching TV. The soft laughter that once lit up the room. It all felt tainted. Weeks later, I saw him again. Not in private, but publicly. At a mutual friend's party. She was there and he was there. And this time, I didn't just witness their subtle intimacy. I became part of a confrontation I never expected. Someone spilled a drink, the crowd laughed, and she turned, ready to defend him or herself, I'm not even sure. But I didn't react with anger. I didn't yell. I didn't demand attention. Instead, I walked up calmly, looked at her, and said one sentence that stunned everyone around. Thank you for showing me who you really are. The room went quiet. I didn't wait for her to protest. I didn't wait for explanations. I turned and walked away, leaving her, him, and the shocked crowd behind. I realized then that the power she had over me wasn't in the betrayal itself. It was in the reaction I gave. For years, I had let love blind me to warning signs. But in that moment, I reclaimed myself. I decided I would not be a part of a story where I was secondary, where my trust was optional. The days that followed were hard. I mourned not just the relationship, but the dreams, the plans, the small moments that now stung with deception. I questioned whether I would ever trust someone again, whether love was worth the risk of this kind of pain. But slowly, life started to feel lighter. I spent more time with friends who had always been there, pursued hobbies I had neglected, and began the long process of rediscovering my own worth. I allowed myself to remember the love we had, but as a chapter, not the whole book. Months later, I can reflect without anger. Betrayal doesn't just hurt in the moment. It reshapes everything that came before. It forces you to question reality, to reevaluate memories you once cherished. And sometimes the most powerful response isn't confrontation, isn't vengeance. It's choosing yourself, walking away with dignity, and refusing to let someone else define your worth. That public moment, the one that ruined everything, also revealed the truth. Not just about her, but about me. I learned that courage isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, firm, and leaving without a backward glance. If there's one thing I want you to take from my story, it's this. Betrayal is painful, but it doesn't define you. You can choose how you respond. And sometimes the strongest, most shocking thing you can do is reclaim your life silently, letting your actions speak louder than words ever could. If this story resonated with you, subscribe to my channel for more real-life betrayal stories and share your thoughts in the comments. I want to know, what would you have done if you were in my shoes? Would you have walked away or confronted her in the moment?